Hi guys, welcome back to my channel Life of Colors. Today it's the 6th of February, so it's the 6th already? Let me check, because I cannot believe it. It's 6th! So quick! Why is the time passing by so quick? But yeah, it's 6th of February, so it's the 37th day of my vlogging. And today it's going to be a quite quick or quiet, either this or that, quiet vlog, because I am studying right now, so I don't really have much time. I'm studying not only for my biology test, but I will probably learn for it, study for it tomorrow before the lessons, because it's not really that hard. But I'm also having a spoken test in history, so I have to learn everything by heart. I have to remember everything, and I am just highlighting things in my book. Maybe not highlighting, but sometimes underlining it with a pencil. I am highlighting or filling the gaps in my notes in my notebook, and I am also making notes on a paper, and I'm learning it because we have about the World War One, and I have to learn about it. I mean, yeah, it's really important for the Polish history, but it's quite exhausting, So yeah, I have still some left. So I'm guessing that maybe I will try to finish, because I only have a bit left to write. I'm thinking that I will be making the notes, and I don't know, I will try to talk about my day. Anyway, I'm sitting on the floor. I mean, I have a yoga mat, and I just took it out of my wardrobe and spread that out. I don't like it really that much, but it works. It's okay. But if I get the money, I will probably buy a non-slippery one, because this one is literally plastic foam. So whenever my hands are sweaty or something, I just slide of it. At the same time, it slides on the floor. So it's quite funny. But yeah, I will be writing the notes, and how was your day? Because my day actually was good. Although I didn't have any idea what I should wear today, but I changed my outfit 4 times probably. But yeah, I finally decided to have a long sleeve in the stripes, and I didn't have this hoodie. I had a purple short sleeve shirt with heart buttons. It was unbuttoned, but it still looked okay. And I had one pair of my button earrings, and yeah, it was okay. I had jeans, obviously, and it was alright. But I'm thinking of wearing a dress tomorrow, because also my mom invited me to a cafe tomorrow. It wasn't today. She didn't invite me today, but yesterday during dinner, when we were I was making the wraps, and she was eating, she wasn't really eating dinner. She was preparing some for herself, like for the wraps. And also she was teaching my sister maths. And she randomly just asked me if I'd like to go to a cafe on Friday. And I was like, why are you asking me that? I would love to go to a cafe. And yeah, so because in the town where I go to school, there's a cafe. And when my mom went there to meet her friend from her old, I don't know if it's like from the current work or the previous work, but she was seeing her friend, and and because her friend, she was preparing for a wedding, so she was looking for a place to get a wedding cake. So surprise, she found herself in the cafe in the town where I go to school, but it was during winter break or a weekend, I don't know. So I wasn't there, obviously, but my mom went there, and she loved the cafe. She loved how it looked because it's like quite cozy. It's really cozy. You have a huge fireplace. You have two tables where you have armchairs and a sofa, like two of these kinds of seats, and other are like small and have really comfortable chairs, because I really like sitting in this cafe too when, for example, I end my lessons too early because like one of the teachers isn't at school, so we have maybe shorter lessons, and either it's too early for me to go home, or I just have to wait a long time for my train. So I go there, and I love it here. I must say, but I think it's in every single cafe, or it's just the inflations, and I don't really understand the concept of that. But yes, the coffees and like drinks and all are quite expensive, but they are great. I love the hot chocolate. In the other town, whereas like I live here and there's a town right next to mine, there's also the same cafe from the same like chain, something like that, and they have a horrible hot chocolate. I haven't drank that hot chocolate in that town like for almost 3 years now, I think. But the last time I tasted it, it tasted like as if the water was dirty. As if it, maybe not dirty, but it was like, it tasted as if it had dish soap in it. And I've never stepped my foot into that cafe ever again. But probably also because I changed schools after I graduated 8th grade. So probably because of that too. Because I don't go to this town anymore that often. The only reason to go there is when I go, for example, to a doctor's, or I just go simply shopping. Because in my town, in my village, there is no like any kind of shop. They closed the last shop in 2019, and no one opened any other shop. So we're just shopless. So we just have to go there for shopping. And yeah, I really love like in the town where I go to school. I love their hot chocolate. But I'm thinking of maybe someday going to a bakery that is also like a bakery that is right across the railways, but there's also a crossing, so of course I will go there. But right across the train station there is also a bakery, and last time I saw the stories on Facebook, and I think they have a cafe too. And if not a cafe, then they just serve coffee and drinks. And I read that I think they have hot chocolate too. So I'm thinking of maybe someday going there and trying it, because I'm curious if it's really hot chocolate or it's just hot cocoa, because it's a difference. But yeah, I love the cafe's hot chocolate because I don't really like the whipped cream, but that's just my preference. I don't like whipped cream anyway. But yeah, I love the hot chocolate. I love the sundaes. I haven't eaten them in ages, but I love the one with, like, I think it had vanilla ice cream or like cream ice cream, and it had hot raspberries, and I think it even had chocolate, and it was so great because it's like hot and it's so cold and it's so great. Or even there's, I think, a tropical one with like tropical sorbets, but I don't think they serve them right now because their freezer, where they during summer they keep the ice cream, now it's just simply decorated, or they have some kind of sweets there. So I don't think they make sundaes right now, because like, who would buy ice cream sundaes in February? I would, but they don't serve them, and I understand that. So yeah, I will write, like, because I have like 2 points to write down, and I will tell you more about my day. So yeah, my mom really loves this cafe, and I understand that. I really like it too. I'm thinking, last time I also tried their iced coffee, and it was good, but it was too sweet because they added ice cream in there, and it's like it had more ice cream than coffee, but it was still great. But next time when I will get it, I probably will ask for no whipped cream, because also there was a lot of whipped cream, but it was so great. And I like the like tea selection, because I think the best one they have is jasmine tea. It's good. It's really good. Their coffee, it's okay. Maybe it's just that I'm not really used to drinking coffee out of like a coffee maker. But their Americano is good. So that's what I'm mostly getting. And also today I was searching on Vinted for shoes. Like, I was bored. I don't know how that timeline happened, but at first I was just looking online for cheaper protein bars, because I really want to try it. Oh, if you live in countries that have Quest protein bars, Babel protein bars, or Grenade protein bars available, do you recommend them? Because they are extremely expensive. I don't know if it's just because I live in a different country or if it's an overall, but they are extremely expensive, and I don't know if it's worth buying. So if you have, like, if you eat them, maybe please write in the comments, please, if it's really worth buying them, and if yes, then what flavors you would recommend, because I don't want to buy like a huge stock of it, and then not like it. So yeah. And yeah, I don't know how that happened, but at first I was looking for protein bars, and suddenly I was looking for shoes on Vinted, like Mary Jane's, and I found a few beautiful pairs, like heels, but they look like Converse. I love any kind of like Converse Mary Jane's or something. And pink leather Mary Jane's. They're so cool. Or like purple Mary Jane's from Dr. Martens. What's the issue? I don't have enough money for that. Like, but I saw so many good, beautiful pairs of shoes, and I don't even have money for them. Like, I want them all. But first I would have to like measure my feet to see if they will fit actually. If it actually will fit me. Because I have a weird foot size, or it's just the size in general, size problem in general, that I wear 37. But I also sometimes wear 38. But at the same time, sometimes 37 is too big for me. Make it make sense. So yeah, it's just frustrating. Today on English, during English, we also had started a chapter about food. And there was an exercise with like the listening task where you had to fill in the gaps in a recipe for a chocolate cake recipe. And I'm thinking of maybe someday trying it, but at the same time I'm really scared of like wasting the ingredients, because I don't think it will work out. You know why? Because it has 300 grams of flour, 300 grams of sugar. Who uses that much sugar? It's the same amount of flour. Like, will it not crystallize and get rock hard? Or will it like be too sweet? I don't know. But it has 300 grams of flour, 300 grams of sugar. I think half a cup of milk, quarter cup of melted butter, flour, sugar, milk, butter, three teaspoons of baking powder, 3 tablespoons of cocoa powder, 2 eggs, and there also was something. I'm not really sure. I will check it. I have my book right here, and we are looking for the page. Oh dear. Yeah, it had 300 grams of flour, 300 grams of sugar, 3 tablespoons of cocoa powder, 3 teaspoons of baking powder, 2 eggs, half a cup of milk, a quarter cup of oil, and a quarter cup of melted butter. And I think, first of all, I think there's too much sugar. Like, why? like wanted either it will crystallize and get rock hard, or it will be just too sweet. And at the same time, I feel like there's too little liquid to actually for it to work. And there's also like a lot of baking powder, like 3 teaspoons. That's really weird, but oh well. Maybe one day I will try it. I don't know. And there's also like instructions what you should do. So there's like you have to preheat the oven to 180 degrees Celsius. Mix the flour with sugar. No, wait. Yeah. Combine wet ingredients and cocoa in a bowl. So just all like eggs, milk, oil, butter, and cocoa. And mix. Add remaining dry ingredients and stir until smooth. Pour mixture into cake tins and bake for 40 minutes. And remove from the oven and let it cool down. That's a weird recipe, but oh well. But at the same time, it's interesting because I really like the idea. I get really fascinating when in a book there's a recipe. It just makes me want to make it and see if it actually works out, or do they just give the amounts like totally random just for the sake of the task. But yeah. And yeah, during the whole English lesson, it was a talk only about food. I had the chance to tell my teacher about my attempt in making spinach pancakes, spinach crepes, spinach wraps, and what a disaster it was. But I didn't tell her about the channel. Of course I will not. But yeah, I just it's an inside battle for me, because at the same time I really love this teacher. I really love her. She's so sweet, she's so incredible. And at the same time, I want her to know that I make content like this, that I have a channel where I talk in English and I try to improve my English. I want her to know about that, but at the same time, I feel like I might be a little embarrassed to live with the fact that, oh, there's a possibility that my teacher is watching this. Like, it's not in a bad sense, but like, do you have the same feeling like when you, for example, post a TikTok video and it's like, oh yeah, my teacher saw it, or like, I don't know, sometimes it's so funny to me that my dad or my mom randomly just watches my videos on my channel on YouTube. Like, yeah, I recently, if you are watching this, Dad, hi. But randomly, when I after posting the walk video where I went to visit my grandparents, I was chilling, and randomly I got a text from my dad about the birds I heard in the video. Like, Dad, Wes, hi, how are you? He just said like, oh yeah, these were this kind of bird. And yeah, that was all he said. So yeah. Hi Dad. Mom, if you are watching this, also hi. I don't know if you even understand any of what I'm saying. I mean, I know you understand some of it because you were watching 2 or even 3 of my videos today. So I know you understand at least a bit of it because you sometimes were talking to me because you were watching it beside me. So yeah. Also, thanks to that, I got a confirmation that the shirt I had yesterday, the one with bell sleeves, it was actually for a hippie costume. So thank you, Mom, for clearing this up. So yeah, and yeah, I think it. During English we also had like talking sessions, like the ones you have on Matura, ustna. So like just a conversation with the examinator, and I got a 6 for that. So it's good. I'm doing good. I'm doing great. Yeah, rock hard, freaky bro. And yeah, my day was great. I was a little cold at school, but a whole another story. I'm always cold, so who cares? So yeah, that was my day. How was your day? I hope you ate something. I hope the food you were, is, or will be eating is delicious. I hope you will always stay, or maybe not always, because you don't have to be always positive, but keep being positive. Keep seeing the bright side. And if not, just remember that every day there's a chance that your day will get even better. So yeah, and I will see you in the next video.